Okay, morning guys. I'm Darren Harper with FLORY. Be going over 7934 series and the 860 harvester today. Setup and maintenance on it. This is the 34 and the 79 talk about tier 4 engines. 78 series is comparable to what the 79 is and the 77. And the 30 series, 33 and 34 are going to be the same setup, just different engines in them. Yeah.
Este es el nuevo modelo que tienen ahorita del, what model is this?
34.
Del 34, with what engine is it?
Tier 4.
El Tier 4. Nomás van a estar diciendo de los maintenance que tienen, lo más básico ahorita que van a enseñar de volada.
Okay, first thing we'll go up is the field setup on these and the maintenance. First thing we want to do when we go to set a machine up before we go to the field, tire pressure. Okay, go out to tires. All these tires are like rocks right now. They overinflate them for shipping. We want to drop these down to 18 to 20 psi in the front, 25 in the rear.
Lo primero que quieren saber es chequear las presiones de las llantas. Es, what's the pressure on the front?
18 to 20.
Son de 18 a 20 libras de atrás y 25 a 30. De atrás es 25 a 30 y de enfrente son 18 a 20.
Is that 34 series only, or is that
All sweepers.
all sweepers?
Yes. Yes.
Las barredoras.
And then once we get the tire pressure set, then we can set the head height. We don't want to set the head height, then lower the pressure down. We're going to put the head into the ground. Okay, so we'll lift the reel up, and then we want to rotate the sweeper head until the bottom bearing is at its lowest point. And at that point, the tine bars, the metal tines, should be 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch off the ground. Okay?
Ya cuando ajustan las presiones, cómo ajustar la cabeza, quieren tenerlo de 1/8 a 1/4 de abajo del piso. De ahí sí se ajusta la cabeza.
That's not going to be a perfect setting when we get to the field, but it's going to put us very close to where we need to be.
Es más o menos lo más cerquita que se pueda.
Once we get to the field, we never want to start on an outside row or judge it on the first 5 trees. We want to go in maybe 5 rows and get in about 10 trees in to where we start setting the height of this and perfecting it. If it's sweeping good, lift it up a little. Go another 10 trees. If it's still sweeping good, lift it up until we leave just a little bit, then go back down a half turn.
Se ajustan de entre los primeros 5 surcos. Ya si está más o menos jalando bien, entonces le dan otra ajustadita. Pero si está jalando bien, pues siguen adelante.
Any questions on the setting of that?
Preguntas en
Where do you
¿Cómo se
set these
ajusta?
up? You got an adjuster on each end of the head?
On the 34 series, there's a tool inside the cab and a gauge wheel on this side and a chain adjustment on this side. Screw it in to lift the machine up, unscrew it to lower the machine down.
On this one, can you put also a gauge wheel?
Gauge wheel's on this side.
Oh, the opposite.
Yes.
Oh, the other.
On the 79 and 78 series, there's turn dials here on both sides next to the frame to adjust the height.
So if you adjust it on this end, so on this machine, this is the lever to adjust it.
Yes.
Okay, for this side,
Yes.
and for that side is for the gauge wheel.
Yes.
So they both got to be at the same height, that side and this side, or it needs to be lower on one side and higher on the other side.
However your field's shaped. You want,
Depends on
that's correct.
On the ground condition.
Yes. Another big factor when we setting once we start going, typically every machine we go out to and see in the field, guy gets in, hits the flow control all the way over, starts going, no matter whether he's doing an opening pass at 2 miles an hour or a closing pass at 4 or 5 miles an hour, he's got the reel speed wide open. Doesn't need to be. It'd be surprising how much these will sweep even at a high speed with that going really slow. The faster that's going, the more time it's hitting the ground, the more dirt it's putting into the windrow.
El papalote este no tiene que estar corriendo al máximo. No, rebájale un poquito, da vuelta suficiente cuando la bajan un poquito. Si le dan tanto todo, pues entonces está pegando demasiado el suelo.
So are you basing your flow control upon the amount of product in the field, or the rate of speed, or both, putting that all together? How's that?
You want to do your rate of speed based on what you need your blower to do. These sweepers are going to sweep as fast as you want them to sweep. And then we adjust everything from there.
Okay, but what about a baseline for your flow control? I mean, a basic starting point for your flow control.
On something like a 78 series or 77,
Right.
I would say between 1/2 and 3/4 on this.
Okay.
This has got a digital or a electric dial on it, and I like to start them at 5.
Okay. So you don't have like a real speed RPM
No, there's not.
spec?
No.
Okay, all right.
Any questions on the setting of that? We've done a lot of testing and get the speed set of how fast you can go, the blower still do what it's supposed to do, and just start and keep slowing down the reel and slowing down, and the amount of dirt that's in the windrow to see it decrease as you turn the reel speed down is pretty amazing.
¿Otras preguntas de cómo se ajusta?
Okay, dampers. To control the air, these are direct drive off the crankshaft, so the fan, if the engine's running, the fan's running. Okay, we adjust the RPMs and how much we want to blow with the throttle. That damper sits on a pivot and goes like this to close, like this to open. We never say we don't want to blow too hard, we're just kind of cleaning stuff up. We don't want to have it just half open. We always want to open the damper all the way up. If you have it half closed, that wind's coming here and you get a weird swirl, and it does weird things with those nuts once it hits them. So we want to open it all the way up, and if we don't want to blow as hard, we reduce our RPMs, which is going to save you a lot of fuel and accomplish what you're trying to do.
Las palancas que están acá para el aire siempre deben de estar abiertas, no los van a dejar nomás a 3/4 o la mitad, porque batalla más el motor, tiene que darle más revoluciones y avienta todas las nueces donde quiera. Tratan de hacerlo todo el tiempo con las tapas abiertas, todo el tiempo completamente abiertas.
Any questions on that?
Yes. How will we know mechanically if that chute is open all the way? I mean,
You hold it for about 3 seconds, and you'll hear the hydraulics go over relief once it's all the way open. Same thing when it closes. Center link on the heads. We had them a long time ago. Then went to a fixed bar. Now we went back to the adjustable center link for different size heads. Sometimes we have pecan heads and other things, so we went back to the adjustable. These are preset from the factory at a 2-degree pitch forward. Okay, so we took a level out on your app on your phone. You set it on here. It should be tilted forward 2 degrees. That should be how they stay. We adjust the height up and down. There's no need to adjust the rolling front or back with the pitch on that center link. So we should never have to adjust that.
El brazo del medio nunca se debe de ajustar porque ya lo tienen ajustado al grado que se necesita hacer.
that's to level the incline of the head.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
what
the
if
pitch
we
of the-
have one of our fancy cell phones, can we use just like a leveler?
Uh-huh.
2 degrees? You said 2 degrees?
2 degrees. 2 degrees forward.
Forward.
Yes. Greasers, there's no bearings on here like what a harvester are. They're sitting here spinning round and round all the time. On the 34 series, there's 15 greasers on here. Most of them are bushings, like on your steering bushings here. That can't be over greased. Adjustment on your depth wheel here. Only 2 bearings on this machine are, I'm sorry, there's 3 of them right here, and all those bearings are going like this, just for your head up and down. Not a real critical deal. The other 4 are on the damper shafts, one on the top, one on the bottom, that are pretty important to keep lubed up so that damper door moves freely.
Tiene 15 lugares donde se engrasa. Esto lo de enfrente es más o menos, nomás se le engrasa un poquito, pero lo que está acá atrás es más importante de cómo echarle de acá para el abanico. Y tiene todos los lugares aquí enfrente, como dice, y tiene 4 de este lado atrás en el dampener.
Okay, air cleaners, big topic, very critical to the life of these machines. Probably not a dirtier job that any piece of equipment does other than sweeping. So, air cleaners, all new ones come with digital readout on filter minders. It'll print out in the cab, tell you when your air filter is dirty and when it needs to be changed. Previous models had gauge restriction deals that were a little plastic meter that could be reset. Once they got to red, change your filter, reset them, start over, okay? We don't want the air cleaner housings even opened until it says that they're dirty. Okay, no opening it up to check. These are set up and designed to work. When it says to change it, open it up and change it. If it doesn't say to change it, leave it alone. Okay?
Ya todo el sistema del filtro del aire ya es electrónico también. Le dice cuándo se necesita cambiar o cuándo se están tapando. Pero no lo van a abrir todo el tiempo nomás porque sí, pero hasta que no le indica.
Inner filters, you're gonna last about probably 3 filter changes, okay? Once you start seeing any signs of dirt on that inner filter, throw it away, change it out, okay? And on the digital filter minders, there is no reset button on there. It's reading vacuum off of it. So once you take that old filter out, put the new one in, it's gonna lower what it's reading, okay? There's no reset button like on the manual gauges.
En el filtro del sistema, cuando le cambian los filtros, detecta todo el aire que va pasando y ya se ajusta solamente. No tiene que andar puchando en ningún botón para ajustarlo otra vez, para que se haga reset.
Another thing is air filters and what air filters to use. All these canisters are Donaldson canisters, Donaldson air filters on them. If you take an aftermarket air cleaner and you set them side by side, they look like the same size, look like the same paper. If that seal that sits up against the back of that housing is 1/8, a 20th off, and it doesn't get a proper seal on that, that's one expensive motor to be changing. Donaldson filters are a little bit more money, but they're designed to work with those canisters. Whether you're getting them from here, there's 2 different styles of filters as well. There's a blue filter, which they came out with a couple years ago, that is a extended life filter, which has blue paper on it. You can see the papers are a little bit closer together, and then you've got your regular white paper, just like what you've always been using. But if something happens to your machine, one of the techs from here goes out and there's not a Donaldson filter in it, the warranty on the whole machine's void on that.
Tiene el sistema de filtros Donaldson. Es muy importante de saber qué filtro le van a poner, porque ustedes saben que si ponen un filtro que es no muy bueno como los mejores, como los de Donaldson, si no sella el filtro bien en el housing, pues ya saben que el motor lo hacen dust. So es muy importante que le pongan un filtro de esos. Y saben que hay 2 tipos de filtros. Hay uno que es nomás el regular y hay uno que es azul, que le dicen el blue. Pero el blue estamos tratando de puchar más porque filtra más mejor y es más largo lo que aguanta.
Another thing to mention, a really nice thing with these Tier 4 engines, everyone's skeptical about what they're going to do. Just tell you, we ran them last year and had very little trouble. Definitely no heating issues with them. They've been a great engine. But they do have for a limited time, they are offering, it's a 5-year, 5,000 hour standard warranty. Comes with this machine. There's a tag. You guys open up the door in there, there's a tag hanging there. So this machine's got a 5-year, 5,000 hour warranty on that whole engine. Afterburner treatment, everything to do with that engine. So.
El motor está jalando muy, el motor el Tier 4 está jalando muy bien y lo que están ofreciendo ahora es el 5 años de garantía en el motor o 5,000 horas.
Okay, I got a question.
Yes.
What about tree debris next to your DPF filter when it goes through regen? Are you having fire issues with this machine?
No.
That you know of?
Have not had a fire issue with
But it's
this.
probably better that you keep that machine cleaner than an older style then.
Well, any machine, you should be completely blowing debris off daily.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Absolutely. Any machine you should. Yeah. And if you put this hood down here, you can see that this stays pretty sealed as far as the way for debris to get in there. You're going to get some real fine particles in there,
Sure, leaves and such.
but it stays pretty sealed
Okay.
in there.
Another thing, the warranty on this machine, new machines, you say 5,000 hours, does that include internal parts? What about like hydraulic hoses, AC?
No, that is just on the engine.
Just on the engine?
Yes.
So how many hours you got, even a belt, or even though like an idler or a water pump or AC?
Anything that would be standard malfunction. Something like an idler that's a wear item is not going to be covered under warranty. Any wear items, your belts are not covered under warranty, like your air filters wouldn't be.
If a belt fails within under 100 hours, because it had happened to us.
Right.
I mean, something like that, you would cover that?
Uh-huh.
That's why I want the question.
Well, that's the thing. There's a John.
Hours that these auto parts can be covered if you want.
That's kind of a very blanketed question. Wear items are not covered under warranty. If something prematurely fails, it's going to be covered. And as far as the John Deere warranty includes, I mean, there's John Deere tractors, everything, internal parts, your pistons, blowing your engine, your after treatment system. That's what they're talking about, the main warranty.
Maybe a hydraulic hose rubbing against each other, because that was we had that in the past within under 100 hours, 150 hours.
That stuff is covered for a year under the manufacturer's warranty.
Like one season.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Nomás traten de mantenerlo lo más limpio que se puede y acuérdense que las cosas normales que se acaban no están bajo de la garantía, so, no para que sepan.
On the engine oil, new engines, any John Deere new engines come with break-in oil in them. After 100 hours, drop the oil, change the filter, put standard oil back in it. Then you're every 250 hours after that. If you go to the John Deere Plus 50 oil, you can go 500 hours between oil changes on them.
Okay, el aceite que viene con el motor del principio, dicen que lo corren nomás hasta 100 horas y ya se cambia y le echan el aceite regular que si pueden echarle el Plus 50 de John Deere y si usan ese, pueden correr hasta las 500 horas también. 500 hours, huh? Yeah. Que podemos correr hasta las 500 horas usando el aceite y el filtro. So.
Same with, on the rear drive hubs. Book says from the manufacturer those are supposed to be changed at 50 hours. What I've got guys do, when you have to do your 100-hour service, do the hubs as well. 90-weight gear oil in those, and then change those once a season after that.
Después de las 50 horas que cambian el aceite también de los motores para las llantas, se le echa el 80-90. After 50 hours, you change to 80-90?
They can
I mean, after 100 hours?
do the 100 hours, yeah.
Every 100 hours after that?
No, every season after that.
Ok, después de las 100 horas, pues ya es cada vez que van a comenzar el otro año.
Reversible fans. All you guys that have the 77s, 78s, 30s, 33 series sweepers with the reversible fans with the compressor in the cab, that bearing on there should be serviced every 500 hours. Where that air line is coming into the center of the hub and rotating the fan blades, that needs to be serviced every 500 hours. On these new ones, instead of air, we've went to hydraulic. Now we're at a 5,000 hour service interval on the bearing.
Okay. En las barredoras, las otras, las 77, 78, las 30, tienen el sistema de aire para el radiador reversible que se mueve. Ese se cambia cada, how many hours?
500 on the older series.
Se cambia cada 500 horas. Pero el sistema nuevo que tienen ahora es hydraulic. Y ahora son 5,000 horas. Ahora son 5,000 horas que aguanta para cuando lo tienen que cambiar.
Any questions on that?
Put it on the older ones?
No.
No se puede poner a las otras para que aguante más.
And I don't know if any of you guys have had this happen, but that bearing goes out and locks up and starts throwing fan blades through radiators. Things get expensive in a hurry.
Si no los cambian esos valeros todo el tiempo, se destruye todos los abanicos y comienzan a reemplazar todo el radiador. Es más barato cambiarle el valero ese del abanico.
Another thing, going back to the heads, tree rope. Want to make sure you guys at break, at lunchtime, end of the day, have a knife and they're cutting tree rope out of the bearings, any of the hubs in there that are spinning. That's our biggest failure of head bearings is tree rope getting in there.
El mecate que tienen en los árboles que colecta acá enfrente, cada vez que se pueda, quítenselo, cada break que se puedan, porque si no se lo quitan, daña a todos los valeros de enfrente. Es lo número uno que daña los valeros del papalote.
Any questions on the 34 series or any of the other sweeper models that you guys might have?
Hay preguntas de otros modelos también, si gustan dar algo.
Okay, we'll go over the harvester here and kind of just do the same thing, setup and maintenance on it. We're going to start first thing, just like the sweeper. We're going to set tire pressures before we do anything. 20 on the front, 35 on the rear.
Se ajusta el aire de enfrente es 20 y atrás son 30. So, eso es lo principal ahorita de lo que hace primero.
Okay, height adjustment. Right here. Least amount of threads showing, the higher the machine is. The more threads that are showing up on top of this nut, the lower the machine is. This, on new machines, before you go to the field, this is a really good spot to start. About 3 threads showing should get us really close to where that needs to be once we hit the field. Just like the sweeper, we're going to go about 10 trees, lift the machine up, back up, see how far we're digging, and keep lifting up from there if it's picking up.
Cuando comienza la máquina, más o menos dicen que ajuste como que tenga 3 cuadras. Aquí el tornillo y ya comienza la máquina y comienzan y se entran como 10 árboles y ya saben más o menos si van a tener que ajustarlo para arriba o para abajo. Más o menos es donde llega lo más cerca que se puede al terreno.
Okay, if you guys notice, if you don't have a harvester that's within the last 3 years, the taller skid shoes. There used to be a fixed skid shoe that was about that tall. And as those would wear, we would start leaving nuts, a line of nuts along the side. So what would we do? We would come over here and lower this down. Well, we weren't leaving nuts in the middle, we were losing them out the side, losing that seal. Since we went to the taller one, as we start to lose nuts out the side, we adjust the skid shoes down here and we don't mess with the pickup belt. So all this was doing was lowering the pickup belt into the ground and ruining that a lot faster than we needed to. Okay? These can be added to any older machines, those adjustable skid shoes.
Las varillas que van en el lado donde salían muchas de las almendras para afuera, se ajustaba también de aquí antes, pero ya no se tiene que ajustar nomás de aquí, si no se ajustan aquí, sino que las varillas de abajo luego se ve que pueden bajarlas para arriba y para abajo. No le mueven de aquí, sino que ese sistema también se puede adaptar a las otras máquinas también para que no tengan que estar moviéndole aquí, porque si le comienzan a mover de ahí la banda de en medio de hule, es donde estaba dañando mucho, comenzaba a pegar mucho en el suelo, porque le estaban ajustando de aquí, y no es necesario, sino que nomás con las guías que van en el lado.
And the height setting on these should be just like what the sweepers are. 1/8 to 1/4 inch is where the metal fingers should be off the ground.
1/8, 1/4 más o menos donde debe ir tocando la banda.
So if we run about 10 trees, we stop for a second, let it run, pick up, and come back. We shouldn't be digging that far in the ground. Only the rubber flaps should be hitting the ground. If you see where those metal teeth are making contact with the ground, we need to raise that machine up more.
Si está mirando donde está pegando el rastrillo, cuando se meten a los 10 surcos y ya le dan para atrás un poquito, ya luego se ve en el suelo que si están pegando demasiado, tienen que entonces ajustarlo un poquito.
Cleaning out the machine with the twin rod pickup belt, all the dirt's going to be falling out right away. If you're still running a standard pickup belt with the solid rubber, we want to make sure that we blow out all the dirt from there at the end of the day. What happens, all that dirt will build up along the bottom roller. And I know all you guys have seen this before where that thing starts to look like an hourglass shape where it's all worn down at the ends and not in the middle. That's just from dirt on the side there. Yes.
I noticed that the top rollers, they have like a rubber coating.
Yes.
Why the bottom one doesn't?
That's a very good question. I'm trying to get some of that done.
I can call you guys and I can get a good answer.
It would make a lot of sense to do that, especially with the twin rod belts.
So we were to do it, do you think, and have any mechanical problems with it?
No. No.
Pues nomás traten de mantenerlo limpio, just to keep everything clean at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.